Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm unsure at this moment in time whether this is going to be a vlog or a Chanel Dad sandal review. If it's not a vlog and it is just a Chanel Dad sandal review, then there will be a vlog coming because I have a lot going on this week. But I have just filmed the Chanel Dad sandal review and it's quite lengthy, so who knows. But we have that coming and potentially a vlog as well. So I'm gonna get into the Chanel sandal review. I'm actually just trying to find somewhere for you to go because I've not really thought this through about good places to vlog. I'm trying to get good lighting and also just not too much going on in the background, so bear with. I'm thinking I might just do it here actually and just get a chair. Okay, so this is going to have to be the filming spot, which I'm not mad about. You're on my windowsill and my neighbours are across the road and I think they just think I'm really vain because I also shoot in this area, you probably recognise it. But I always lift up this rug actually and just have the normal floorboards. But they must see me shooting here all the time. I just think they think I'm really vain and just taking pictures of myself all the time because I have to have the windows open because of the lighting. And sometimes I see them look and they're a bit like, Anyway, let's start on the Chanel Dad sandals. So this definitely was a purchase that I thought about for a very long time. So I have loved Chanel Dad sandals for years. I bought a dupe pair about 2 years ago and they're all leather, they're really good quality. They're just not the same, honestly. Having these now, I absolutely love them, I live in them. But I just kind of didn't know whether they were worth the money, but actually I wore the dupes probably most days last summer, and so I thought I would take the plunge. When I decided to, I then realised that it was actually so hard to get my hands on them at retail price, and I really did not want to be spending extortionate amounts of money to get them. I just felt like it wasn't necessary. So first of all, I want to say that I bought these from Harrods in London, the Chanel store, and it was a bit of a process to get my hands on them, so I want to give you a few tips. First of all, I happened to be in London anyway, and I went into the Harrods store and I asked if they had them in stock. They were like no, which I was kind of expecting anyway, and I tried on some for size. So the lady then was like, are you a customer, are you registered? And I wasn't, so at that point I hadn't actually bought any Chanel makeup or anything. Now I have. And so she was like, well, do you know what, if we had them, you wouldn't be able to buy them anyway because you're not a customer. And I had no idea. So if you've never purchased anything from Chanel before, from their store, so that's the most important thing. So I know you can buy makeup online, but I don't know if that makes you a customer. If you've not bought anything from a store before, then you are not a customer. So I would have been gutted if the sandals were there because I wouldn't have been able to buy them. I live about an hour and a half away on the train, so therefore they probably would have gone by the time I got there. So that's one thing. If you are going to buy from the store, you have to bring ID, so a driving license or I was going to say birth certificate, that's so old school, isn't it? Driving license or passport you have to have. So when I got talking to the lady, she gave me her business card. So this is another thing. Chanel kind of work on the basis that you have a personal shopper. So I mean, you could probably walk into a store and if there's something there, you have your ID or you're already a customer, you can buy something. But I think the way that they like to work and what works quite effectively is when you work with personal shoppers. In terms of experience, I felt really comfortable. I mean, I was there taking pictures so that I could look back on different styles and everything, and I felt comfortable. I know, like, hearing about having personal shoppers might kind of make you feel that it's the kind of place where they might not make you feel comfortable, but I felt absolutely fine. So anyway, so I asked her to put me down on the waiting list because, oh, this box is open. I asked her to put me down on the waiting list because they had none in stock. So I knew that I was going to pick up true to size. So I wear anything between like a size 6 and a 6.5, dependent on the brand. I went for a size 6. So for me, that's pretty true to size. And I asked her to put me down for any black styles. So she put me on the waiting list. She said that was number 8. This is one thing that I would recommend. Ask what number you are on the waiting list because I wanted to know realistically how realistic it would be that I will be able to get my hands on them this summer. In all honesty, I probably still would have brought them and had them for next year, but I just wanted them quite quickly. So she sells number 8. Didn't know how long that was going to take. She took my contact details, she gave me her card, and then I left. So I would say it's probably about 8 weeks later, a random guy calls me off a private number. So this is the thing as well. I was thinking, if I didn't answer that call, would they have called back? And I don't think they would have, because it was a private number, so I would have had no idea who was calling. And what he said to me is he was going down the list. So I think he would have called the next person, because I wouldn't have known who it was. So anyway, so he told me about the sandals. I asked him to send pictures. So they WhatsApp you. So he then said, I'll WhatsApp you a picture, because obviously he had my details. I put myself down for any black pair. If I'm honest, I had my heart set on the leather pair, but he said that they had the fabric pair in, so I was happy to see it. But do you know what? I love them, so I'm fine with it. I'm fine that I didn't get the leather ones. So anyway, so he said that he can put it by for 24 hours. I asked him to put it by for 24 hours. There was a bit of a confusion, I'm not gonna lie. So by that point I had bought Chanel makeup in store. So he said I wasn't a customer and I had to come down to London. I ummed and ahed about it. I was at lunch with my friends and I was like, but is it a bit extra to go and pay for a train to go to London? And then I'm not gonna go on the underground with my Chanel bags, and I'm gonna have to get a cab. And that all adds up on top of the price. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, you're already spending a lot of money. So I did decide to do it, got to London, and then the lady who served me said, oh no, you are a Chanel customer, I've got your details here. So anyway, that could have been avoided. So if I just want to stress, if you have bought anything from store, from Chanel, whether it's makeup or whether it's a product, you should be a customer. So you should be able to pay for it online and they'll send it to you, because that's what he initially said he would do, before he then checked and said I wasn't a customer, but then I actually was, if that makes sense. So anyway, let me actually just show you these. So I hope that the process makes sense in terms of going into store. They said they can only hold it for 24 hours. I, believe me, tried to talk him into holding it to the next week, so I'd work in London on the Wednesday. So this was the Friday before. So I said, look, I live in Bristol, you just told me I was a customer. So he told me a few hours before, and then he called me back and told me I wasn't a customer. So he told me he was going to send them to me and I can pay online. And then he called me back towards the end of the day saying that I wasn't. So I tried everything and he was just like, I'm sorry, no. If you can't come and collect them, then we have to offer it to the next person on the list. So that's why I decided to go. So I'll show you these close up. So first of all, they do come in dust bags, which I think are really handy. So if I'm ever shooting or if I'm staying anywhere overnight, I will always put them in a dust bag to protect them. Also when I'm going to store them away for winter, just like I try and do with all of my shoes, I always put them in dust bags and keep the original box. Some shoes I buy don't come with dust bags, but if I buy anything that does, I always keep the dust bags and then I pop my shoes in them and try and put them in a box to try and preserve them. I even keep the stuff that goes inside the shoe as well to try and keep the shape, and this is nice and soft. So I've obviously got the other shoe in there as well. These are them. So these are the fabric ones and I actually love them. I really did want a bit more of an understated Chanel logo, because I just kind of felt like I love them now, but am I going to love them in 5 years, or am I going to kind of feel like they are a bit too in your face? But actually I really like them, and I think if you're spending that much on sandals, I don't mind if it says that there's Chanel on them, because you know they were pretty pricey. So price wise I paid 1,130. So one thing that I do want to mention is that when I have looked on other selling sites, this particular style is anywhere upwards of, I would say, 1,800. So I've seen these online for nearly £3,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. I would never pay that, and they are used. Imagine, they are used sandals that are being sold for triple the price. So I was never prepared to pay that. So I was always going to wait. And even if I had to wait till next year, I would have waited till next year. So one thing I want to mention as well is she did say that they never know what they're getting in delivery. So she said it could take a week, it could take a day, it could take 6 months. They might not even get them back in. So that's kind of what she was saying to me. When I did arrive at store, she did say to me that they haven't had these in for over a year, this particular style, which I kind of got excited about, and it kind of resonated with me. Why it's probably over £3,000 being sold in Vestia. Can I mention the website? Anyway, I think you heard that anyway, but being sold on another website. for over £3,000 because these are quite, I guess, rare. So yeah, I was quite happy about that because I see a lot more of the leather style around. So yeah, I absolutely love them. Comfort levels, they're very comfortable. From the minute I wore them, they were comfortable. They've got adjustable Velcro here, so you can pretty much do them to your feet. I always do the strap from the back, by the way, because I feel like these two front straps are perfect in terms of how my feet fit in them, and then I just use the back strap to put my foot into them. I think they're going to wear really well. They've got a really chunky sole. I know they're not everybody's cup of tea, but I have worn this style, as I've said, for such a long time that I just kind of thought, like, I just need to invest in the real things because I know I'm going to wear them so much and I've worn them so much already. The only thing I would say is I have worn them when they're in, actually, but because they have this chunky leather sole, they're not so bad, but I wouldn't wear them in trench or rain. But if I had the leather ones, I probably would, because you can wipe them down. And, you know, if you end up walking somewhere that's muddy, you can wipe them down. Whereas I would have to be a lot more careful with the fabric if I was walking anywhere muddy. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should mention. So, okay, so if you can't get to the store, because I appreciate not everybody lives in London, I just happened to be in London that day and popped in. If you cannot get to the store, if you call Harrods and ask to be put through to Chanel, they will say they don't take calls. Which was slightly frustrating when I called them. And I actually spoke to the personal shop about this and she said, we can't take calls, we'll be on the phone all day. I appreciate that. But what you can do is you can say to the person who answers the phone at Harrods, can you pass a message on to a personal shopper and ask them to call me? And they will call you because you are a customer potentially looking to buy something. So that's how I managed to speak to somebody. So although I went to the store and they called me with the shoes, this is when I found out I wasn't a customer and I was trying to negotiate them holding it for longer. That's how I got them to call me. So I guess if you've done the same thing, if you was just inquiring what they had in stock or to be put on the waiting list. Alternatively, I did recommend the personal shopper who gave me the card to a few of my friends over on Instagram, and they managed to pick up sandals as well. So if you know anybody and they have a personal shop where they have any details, I'm sure they're always welcome to have inquiries, or you call them, WhatsApp them and see whether they have anything in stock. So I think I've covered everything. I hope that answers all the questions surrounding the shoes. I've covered sizing, the style, price. Yeah, I would say so far they have been worth it. I think I will get so much wear out of these. I have already, and I wear them with everything. I can't think of an outfit I wouldn't wear them with. That's how versatile they are. So thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that you found that useful. And if you did like this sort of content, then head over to my Instagram page. You can see how I'm styling my dad sandals over there. My Instagram is Lois X. I'll leave it in the description box below. If you like this video, please do give it a like and be sure to come back for more videos like this. Bye.